developed consciousness, the ability to think and self-perception. They've been curious about what happens after we die. This is how religions evolve. This is theories of death and dying. It's the great unknown, because it's very difficult to prove it. Very difficult to say it's this or it's not. So I think when I came upon this, not just the concept of reincarnation, the concept is ancient. People have believed in reincarnation for thousands and thousands of years. Most of the world now believes in reincarnation, counting the Eastern religions and the people of the East, India, China, Japan, all these countries. But even in South America, statistics show that about 50% of people in Latin America believe in reincarnation. In the United States, which lags behind, about 30%. And in Europe, sort of in the middle. But most of the world does. And so why do we forget when we know this? And I think one answer is it's been intellectual. It's been like, oh, you're taught this as a child, but what about the evidence? We're taught so much when we're 2 years old, and 3 and 4 and 5. We're taught in our cultures and in our religions, and we just accept that, undigested. And then when we get older, it's become a belief system, but we don't really know. And here, this is why I do the workshops, like in Mar del Plata, in Buenos Aires, so people can experience for themselves what death is.
Maybe we relate death with pain, because we have to leave someone go to other place, and we suffer through illness, and there's a period in which we feel the pain.
Absolutely, we do. This is the hard place, as we talked about. This is the place where we have the pain. I find, in doing my research, that dead people don't suffer. They're fine on the other side. I'm always getting that information. I'm fine. I love you. Take care of yourself. Don't be sad for me, because I'm fine. There's no pain over there. There's awareness. They can contact us if they need to. Here,
and where is there?
There is not a geographical place.
No, yeah, I know.
It's another dimension, a higher vibration. It's the other side, heaven, cielo, different dimensions. So when I talk about that, I talk about a different vibration. One analogy that I use to think of ourselves is complicated, but for me it helped me understand, is that here we are as people in physical bodies. We have pain, we have physical bodies. But our spirit, where do you go when you die? Well, maybe it's a higher vibration, but we're still us. It's our souls vibrating at a higher level. And maybe it's higher than that, but we don't necessarily lose our consciousness or our nature. So what I thought about was ice cubes. Sounds strange. Ice cubes from their freezer. Now we know what ice cubes, if ice cubes could think, they would think, I'm separate, I'm distinct. I have hard edges, right? I'm an ice cube, ice.
I'm very concrete.
Yellow. I put in and I'm concrete, I'm separate from other ice cubes. I am my own boundaries. But if you heat the ice cubes, they become water. And they're connected, all one thing. Forever, spirit and water have been connected. Water is a metaphor for spirit. And what happens if you keep heating the water? It becomes air. It becomes steam. It's air. It's invisible. But it's still there. It's vibrating very rapidly now. We know that because we can take steam and condense it. It becomes water again. Put it in the freezer, and it's ice again.
A new life.
A new life.
A new life.
But it's never lost the nature. I think we are like that. We're like the ice cubes in physical bodies. When we die, we become the water. Concepts of God and beyond that, the steam, the invisible, the unknown. But then, new life, coming back as an ice cube. So it explains how we can change our vibration, change our nature, and yet still be the same.
It's incredible. When I was waiting here, in front of this window, an hour ago, I was looking through this landscape, and I was thinking about how concrete is this world. You can see here ships and trains and cars downstairs. And then there's water, and then there's the open sky and that blue sky and the clouds. And I was thinking all about that just to ask you about these two levels between concrete world there down and this other thing that we have to deal with both of them. It's very hard to do that.
It is.
But it's our challenge.
Absolutely, because they're connected. The worlds are connected. There's contact all the time between the worlds. And I've studied mediums, people who can bring messages from the other side, because this is part of being a psychiatrist. I need to understand in my structure, how do people do this? How does the mind connect and get this information? And because I've had this experience myself, with people, mediums didn't even know I had a child that died, or my father, and now they're giving information, much like Catherine, but they didn't even know me. They talk about these things. And so I wonder, how do they do this? So this is a connection to the other side. People in hypnosis, after death, can do this. Death in a past life.
And that's the voice of the masters.
It may be, yes. I think they're spiritual guides, masters, angels, whatever word you want to use. So often we as humans get distracted by a word, and we forget. So people say to me sometimes, boy, they'll say, well, what are masters? What are masters? And I'll say, well, they're spiritual wisdom, intelligence, energy that don't need bodies on the other side. I don't understand that. I said, think of them as angels. Oh, I know that.
I know that.
Yes. Just a word.
Just to end, which is the message they have to us?
Love. It's always the same message. Only love is real. Love each other. Be compassionate. Don't do these things. Don't hate. Don't do these negative things. It's all about love. That's the energy. That's why we're here. That's the big lesson. That's the only lesson. Love, love, love. And that keeps coming through. And that's what we have to master. Love.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Estuvimos con el doctor Brian Weiss. Y lo último que dijo, ustedes me han oído, es amor. Que se desparrame sobre todos nosotros.